talk about, because with the right, probably rather do a right of entry, and Michelle can chime in on this, if we do a temporary easement, do we still have to go through that URA procedure?
Temporary easements are treated like permanent ones as far as the URA process, so yes.
Which is that Uniform Relocation Act that everybody hates, right, that big document you gotta sign. If we can maybe get a right of entry, just to be able to allow us to, either fill this pipe or remove it, or we could just simply cut and gap it and just leave it in place if that's the route, if he doesn't give us rights to it, you know what I mean?
You're talking about the one that goes underground, goes
Yep.
under the trailer.
Yep, this one right here, there's your trailer, and it goes
Yep.
underneath, so we could, right now, what we could do is just cut and cap it at the right of way, or, remove it here within your street, of course, or, you know, we can't really technically grout or anything unless we have some sort of agreement underneath that property.
But there's nothing right now to stop us, cause there's a grate right there, right?
No, we can go all right around it, and we'll cut and cap it at the right of ways if we have to.
Both sides.
Yep.
When you said both sides, you're talking at this box here?
Right.
Yep, where that sinkhole is, we would backfill that, cut and cap it the best we can, and then where we put this, wherever our easement is on this side, we cut and cap it, and that'd be it.
So is there any reason we wouldn't wanna go ahead right now and say we cut and cap it and be done with it
I guess the only other thing is it a liability issue?
later on?
That may be a legal question, you know, if someone comes in and the property owner, if you've retired it, is it still yours? That's the question. If it's still your facility and it's retired and a hole arises there and someone comes in, I'm just saying, worst case scenario, kid comes through there, hits his leg in there, breaks his leg, would you be liable? That's the question for the attorney. That's the risk.
So, do we know for sure, and maybe this is what I didn't catch in the initial conversation, do we know that the deed for that piece of property, and there's 3 deeds, and he owns from this corner in this trailer down to the next house, so, let me get my bearings. He owns from the trailer kind of southwest down, he owns the empty lot, there's a couple cars there, and then he owns that house, that's where they actually live.
Yeah.
Roar, is that Roar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I believe so.
Yeah, Roar.
So this, he owns this one?
Yeah, he's
That's-
this right
that's
here,
him.
right?
So, yeah, so has anybody pulled the deed on that parcel to see, is there an easement for that pipe currently?
No, I mean, I'm gonna venture to say with pretty good certainty, there's probably not an easement for that property.
I'll go check tomorrow.
'Cause I believe that was probably, we would have had
Yeah.
that, right? If
Right.
the title came through, did he do an actual title search on these, or?
I believe so.
Did we do a
Okay.
title search on every property?
They did they did do a thorough, for the easements, it is I'm trying to think of the wording, sorry. It's called something of owner is what it is for easements. Instead of a purchase of property, would have to have like a 40-year title.
Right.
Um,
But you're saying we didn't.
On the easements, it's just basically looking to make sure that they own the property where the easement was done. So we did pull they did pull the deeds on each one of those,
But we
but
don't
a
know
full
that the,
title thing wasn't done.
okay. So, because and I learned this the hard way on Oolitic property. You've got an easement, the easement does not have to be part of the deed. The easement can be recorded separately, and therefore you need to look for anything on that property, not just pull the deed and say, oh, there's no easement, so we're good, or there is an easement. So I'll go down to the courthouse tomorrow and I'll go in and ask Jessica, hey, go back and check this for a standalone easement, if nothing else, and then pull a copy of the deed, just to satisfy my own curiosity.
Yeah, good, that'd be great, cause then that would change how we go about it, of course, but I'm gonna guess as old as this infrastructure is, and,
The way you used to do things, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
willing to bet there's nothing either.
yeah, yeah.
We'd be too lucky to have that happen.
Yeah, let us know. This one would, there's a gas and water main that we will cross. That one would be a target area we'd want send you a map. He wants to send you a map after the meeting, an email for you and Zach where we'd like to have some
Yes.
pothole locations.
And that's,
Oh, there he is.
yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
things that, Zach, we were talking about before you walked in, was our ability to pothole some of this ahead of time and perhaps avoid any collisions with utilities other than water, right? I mean, if we can do water ahead of time, that just saves that much more time getting to the end, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, send us, and your map says, here, this location, want to pothole this,
Yes,
right?
yeah, we'll send you a map.
Because then we need to go out and look at that very structure. If your map shows it, is there been any designation in the ground, spray paint on the road to say, here's where we wanna do it? I mean, if I went out and looked,
Oh, as far as the pothole location? No, I do not. Once we get the we don't have the alignments yet today. We wanna get the confirmation, kind of work those in, and then if we get all confirmation on the alignments tonight, then we can adjust accordingly, and then we'll get you a map with those locations. So-
okay, perfect.
So it may take us a week, depending on how much we shift here. And Zach, I'd probably get water main sizes from you too, everywhere where I can, if you have them, or once you pothole them, if you can
Once we
document
get
them.
down that deep, we'll even look to see if we can change them out. I mean, we already got that road open. We might look and see if they're how bad a shape or what we got going on there. We might even have a water leak down there we don't even know about.
Have you had any recent experience in the Sixth and
No,
Oak area?
but we're getting ready to actually take that fire hydrant out at Sixth and Oak, cause it's not operable right now. We replaced the one at Seventh and Oak.
So are we gonna replace the one at Sixth, or you're just gonna remove it completely?
Yeah, we got a new one laying over at the shop, ready to
Okay.
go in.
Is that hydrant, before you do that, because that'd be a good time to do the pothole, if you're gonna do the hydrant replacement anyway, and then if the hydrant needs to be shifted one way or another, now would be the time to do it, right?
Yeah. That'd
Okay.
be a good time.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
we'll
on
work
on that,
together
and we'll, okay.
We'll both know what size is down there and we'll both see what's going on.
Yep. All right, I think that covers this area. Then anybody else have any other questions? Zach, here. Yep. And we hit rock at that intersection 7 foot deep, so that was the deepest one before hitting rock. All right, Paul and Mathis.
So how far down do you have to go?
Well, again, we don't have all that vertical alignments in there right now. These are, it'll be depending on some of the utilities running across under.
So you're not sure whether you have to go with rock or not?
Not yet.
Real quick.
You'd like to include it, possibly.
So what drawing number are you going?
I laughed.
Caught that. Seen that. That looks weird. Sorry about that. We'll get it.
That's okay.
So upside down, though, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my name is spelled every way under the sun, trust me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, let's back up a minute, before we leave the Sixth and Oak. We're good on that placement, I mean, I don't see anything to change at this point, do you guys? I mean, do you?
The only thing we made just with the utilities, just a little minor here or there, if you.
But nothing major that we know of, at least at this point, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be close. I mean, it's relative. We may be a few feet here and there, just depending on the situation, but yeah, I think we're essentially set.
Okay, all right.
And then once we get we'll look into a little bit more of the vertical elevations first, and then we'll get back with you and Zach on where exactly we want to pothole. We'll take a look at that hydrant.
Yeah,
So
okay,
we'll get back with you. Okay, this alignment that we show is based on the preliminary engineer report that we had, these conceptual drawings. So essentially just follow that, right? That's where that came. So we didn't have utilities at that point in time, and right now, how we have it laid out, the gas and water main is essentially right on the storm sewer alignment.
Sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So, like we talked about, we need to be about 10 feet away, horizontal separation for the water main. So A, this is what we're talking about, the extra easements, if we wanna do that, or we wanna go, we got a few options, right? We can A, go farther in Jim's yard, which, I don't know if he will like
He won't
that.
be a fan of that.
No, you won't.
Or we get 10 foot of separation, we go down the center of the road, which that's the more expensive route. Or we can go and flip flop and go alongside the other, edge of pavement on the opposite side.
Opposite side of Jim, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and stay within right of way. I know that gentleman, I believe in this house, I don't have the name here, was pretty adamant, I believe at one point he didn't like his driveway being tore up or anything like that, but.
He told Steve and I we could do anything we wanted,
Hmm.
didn't he, Steve? Cause we were told he was opposed, and when he
Oh, was
came
that
up.
Kirkman?
Yeah, and
Oh, that's
Mr.
right.
Kirkman, and he said,
No, let's get it done.
we're done, or he told us, but we didn't ask him, I mean, cause he wasn't, his name wasn't on our list for easements. But he did come when we had a meeting, I mean, you guys were there.
Yeah.
And he said, do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
So if we have to, that may be this plan B.
Well, his driveway, I was looking at his driveway and I was like, well, he's got some issues right there, his
Yes.
driveway, and we could take care of the
That's
driveway
could be a
and run the
win for him.
storms. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was like, well, this could be a good situation then.
If he realizes that, then, oh, yeah.
No doubt. It's always nice when you can take something positive.
We need to go then and get an easement, from him then,
I don't think so, I think we could run right in right away.
okay.
Yeah, the street right away, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it'd be right off the edge of
Right,
pavement.
right off
just-
the curb, right
Yeah.
there, where the curb and the pavement meets.
It's not shown everywhere, this is a right of way line right through here, I don't know how that one made it on there, but we should put it.
Okay.
These are all, again, it's not a legal survey that we've done here, these are all approximate right-of-way lines, property lines, et cetera. So what we would do then, we'll shift over here, that'll be a much better situation, is we'll have our new alignment over here on this side. There is a big maple tree, I think we can steer clear of it. There is a large 24-inch pine tree across the road, which could be impacted, but I think we could work around it potentially there.
Where's the pond? Right there.
That's the
And is
maple.
this
Oh,
the
that's the
maple?
maple, this is the pine,
That's the
that's the
pine,
maple.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we were discussing earlier, trying to maybe just kick out as far enough away to save it, and then continue along.
You've seen the pine and the maple lately? 'Cause
Yes, just
Mary Beth
all go.
cut that huge tree we were concerned about, we had it cut down.
Some of them pines in Manor's got that beetle or something that's been attacking them, killing them.
Yeah, this one, yeah, we were just out there, these
Okay.
two were definitely here. The sycamore got cut, I know it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
down.
Right, Seymour.
Yeah.
So where on this drawing was the manhole that you mentioned to me?
Right up here, right here. North of Jim's house. This, that lady is, we met her, I can't remember, she's at the corner of Mathis and Hall across from Jim.
Maryland?
No.
No,
It's not
Mary's
Merle.
up there.
Okay.
Lady we have trouble
Maybe.
finding, Steve, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's right here though, Don.
Well, they tore
There's
it.
Jim's house. It's right by his driveway, it's the next one right there.
Got like the steep walkway up.
Yeah, there's that old sycamore, there's a big stump right there, you can see.
Yeah. And isn't that ground kind of concave anyway? Doesn't it have a natural
Like a stream,
drain
it's
and
right
everything to come into it?
So
And
you're,
that's one that flows into his yard.
yeah, so your sanitary sewer is probably acting like a French drain.
I'm still pumping fresh water. The liquor tanks are still diluted beyond belief. I mean, I didn't go down and check the wet wells today, but last night about 5 o'clock, both wet wells are to the top. I've got.
How much rain did you guys get? I heard up here.
1.45.
Oh, heck, you got quite a bit then.
1.45. So, if that's a problem child, next time it rains, I'll take Zach and or Wes with me, and I wanna pull that manhole cover.
It's probably gonna be one of those situations where it happens right during the rain event, you know what I mean? It's gonna be very quick.
Yeah.
Cause it's got a hole in the side up there too, so it is probably taking it in.
Yeah, probably wouldn't take much. Be a lot like the water meter pits these guys have, after the rain, had to chase and bail because, in fact, some of them filled up as quickly as they could bail them out, right? So I'm sure that, if that guy's got a hole in it, that's part of our problem, not all the problem, but that's part of it.
Alright, so we will work to get this area kind of shifted over to the opposite side of the road, and we're gonna shift it all the way up through here on this side of the road, the trunk line. Now, the location with this structure really needs to stay on the next page.
Just a minute. Who was it we walked by the other day putting a meter in, as we walked up, and you said that guy's driveway is in the shape it's in because of the water and we need to fix it. Who was that?
You and me looked at that guy's driveway.
That
Right
might,
below
yeah, was
Maryland's
that
house.
Kirkland that she was talking about?
That's right below Maryland's house.
Yeah.
Is it the next one below Maryland?
And we
Okay.
didn't speak to him, but his driveway is just destroyed.
Yeah, it's a pit. So where I was going with this is if we're going to this side and we talk about the other guy on the other side for driveway, this driveway needs to be fixed. I mean, it's a culprit.
Yeah.
I drove by the other day when it was raining and he's got his own little mini pond in his driveway.
Yeah. This one, I will note this, and this will be something for your discussion purposes, because, right away, right now, how we have it set up is we're going to, there's a flat there on Maryland's property, and then there's, I think there's a riprap bank, right? Is that what it was, some landscape in there? This is not shown correctly here. We're gonna be right on Maryland's property, right above that before it goes over the hillside, cause that's what the water's just coming down over the hillside and going underneath that person's driveway and creating the issue. So we were hoping to create this new swell and a berm to divert it and capture it before it gets to their property. Now, their driveway that's damaged, and I'll show Mitch out there, is well out of the right of way. So I don't know if you guys want to take care of private property all the way up to kind of fix that area, or not, because right now, to take care of it properly, you would have to go above and beyond the right of way. So you would need some sort of then right of entry to get there. And the other thing is you may set the precedence for other
Other
Oh,
property
people
owners.
say,
that-
hey, you fix
Why?
that, now where's mine?
Yeah,
But yeah, his is the worst down through there though.
I agree, it is definitely.
But we
the worst.
also don't wanna set ourselves up for being mobbed.
Well, if we go out and survey it, you know, and see what their drive looks, cause like this guy's, it's to that point that, you know, it's sinking in, and we know the problem it's causing because of Maryland's water running right off the top of her hill right to this guy's driveway. I mean, if we go out and survey it before
We knew that when we were walking around it. There again, he was not on our list to talk to, so we didn't speak to him, but we knew that there was a lot of damage to his property from the runoff from Maryland's.
A lot of times when we have these type of projects where so you don't get into the issue where you have to replace everybody's driveway, cause that, you're gonna get asked, I can tell you, as soon as you see the new concrete being poured up there, someone else is gonna want it, where's mine? Is, you know, they can either get with the contractor while they're out there, or, and try to save money, but it's a tough situation, to be honest, you know, I mean, trying to get there, but we are trying to capture the water so it doesn't happen again in the future there.
And is there any more, inlet drains down through there, like the one right at the corner there, like, that we're gonna put a curb drain there?
At the corner of is located on that side somewhere, and that'll probably be another pothole location, and we were looking at, it's gonna be a pain to put an inlet on that corner somehow.
Well, I'm just thinking if we do have a stop up the leaves or anything, it'd just be an insert for the sewer machine if we need to do not clog or check to make sure flow on that side. And another thing I'm just gonna mention is, like we was talking about going down the middle road, it might not be we need to get the road fixed, there's no doubt about it, but we actually need a cone to that road where it will shuffle the water to the sides, to the curb drains, cause there is no, it just comes straight down. I feel like that road should have a cone to the top, you know, a little bit, it don't need much, but just enough to keep that water diverted
Yeah.
to the sides where it drains.
Yeah. And I think what we was thinking about for the storm sewer, with the storm sewer utility, was trying to use the money as much as possible towards storm sewers, and then if you can get community crossings, matching grant, maximize your money for, you know, the 80-20, then, and then redo the roadway, you know, I mean, so you're using a separate pot of funds. And again, if we can steer clear of the road, we're gonna save money where you can put more storm infrastructure in your 80-20 for your CCMG, you're gonna get your best bang for your buck. But I agree with you 100%, and once you do that, you need to put a crest on it, usually a 1% crown on it, so you divert it to them.
Yeah.
We also need to watch these monkeys that blacktop from here on out and let them blacktop the curb. They actually blacktop the concrete curb, right? So they've done it all over Rolling Acres. Yeah.
That's another story.
Yes, yes it is.
Okay, so we're going up through here more again, we'll run the trunk line on that side. There'll be a couple of inlets we may have to get across the roadway, but that gas and water main is right square on the edge of the pavement, kind of running in that small ditch line through there. So what we may do is if we have one down here at Hall Mathis, and then try to pick it up on top of the hill, the best we can. Again, if we can catch most of the water on top of the hill before it goes over this really steep embankment, you're gonna get most of the water diverted into the structure. Otherwise, a lot of times the leaves and everything else, it just blows by your structure. It just doesn't give it time to get in there.
Right.
So, and then going up to Marilyn's house, we're gonna have a new curb and gutter that extends beyond her house. So all of her little landscape blocks and stuff will be replaced with nice 24-inch concrete curb and gutter pan. So that should block her water from there, and actually should help these people again, because again, a lot of the water's coming from the apartment complexes over the hill around her house, and still getting down and creating issues at this one driveway at Kirkman's, right? So, and again, we'll have to get with you, Zach, on a few locations for potholes through there. Any questions on kind of the big picture going up through Hall Avenue? This area, I don't remember, there was a 6-foot rock location, 2 6-footers and a 4-foot. We hit rock 4-foot at one location.
Can you tell me one more time, what is it, now what's gonna be right at the corner, you said?
This will be a curb and gutter pan,
Okay.
so you'll have just a regular, like a regular street view here. You'll have, this will be concrete. And from that
Okay.
perspective, so then that way your water just flows, hits that curb and gutter, and we'll flow along here, and we'll have some
Moves it
structures, yeah, exactly. And it'll be a barrier too. The big item for that is just a barrier, so it doesn't create water going down to your house.
How high is that curb, or will that curb be?
It'll be 6 inches, I would expect.
Yeah.
As I say, she said, I can't say how many cars come across, when it
Right.
just gets icy right there, right into her little tree, it's probably a tree still there.
Well, this will help then, this will be a 6
Such a
inch where
simple-
people hit
With a 6
that
inch
if they're
gutter,
on
yeah,
slow,
6
yeah.
inch high curb,
Right.
yeah.
Change your mind,
So you tear the undercarriage of the car before you hit the tree.
cause the ice coming right down there,
Got a mic.
yeah, in fact, I've come down here, if you get here, it's like you either, if you wanna get out, there's no way you're gonna go, cause that's pretty steep. You go over in the neighborhood to get out.
Gotcha, well, this may help, because what we're anticipating doing is digging this out a little bit to create a better swale, so hopefully the water will go to this side or this side, because there'll be another swale on this side of the road, and a new inlet there. So hopefully we'll be able to divert it, clean it up a little bit, and force that water to one side of the ditch or the other,
Terrific.
so.
It's a regular thing for her, she said, so.
Zach, is that a newer hydrant up there on that one? Can't remember.
Yeah, look pretty new.
Hall and Ninth?
Yeah.
I think that was a newer one, wasn't it? Okay, that'll probably be a little bit of a problem there, that corner's pretty tight.
Yeah, we need to confirm where exactly the water main goes through there, so we'll have to regrade down in that swell, and we'll make sure we give a quick cover if there is something running through there.
Yep, good point. Yeah, Zach, we'll have to, when we send those pothole locations here on this Paul, the locates did not cover farther north where that water main is and on 9th Street.
Right,
So
okay.
if you guys can maybe confirm, and just get us a simple measurement off the edge of the pavement and show us where it is, that'd be helpful. We'll get you a little map diagram. Again, these verticals, don't worry about that for now, they're showing a lot deeper than what we're going to propose. Hopefully, right, 'cause we'll be in some serious rock. All right, this is up Mathis then. This is where we have the big sycamore tree stump, Jim's house. We were looking out in the field, this will actually be shifted over here probably farther. And then, there's some asphalt, little ditching, almost like a paved side ditch, it's starting to get eroded out. We're gonna look to put concrete down through there on this location.